No, I've just got one more pickup. No, I will not be late. I promise. Yes, I remember your mother is coming to dinner. It's been on my calendar for 10,000 years. You know, sometimes I wonder, how could it be heaven if your mother... Nothing, dear. Don't worry about that. Yes, I was late last time. I remember that. That was a special case. Yes. That was a Baptist pastor, and he wouldn't go until I convinced him there are no committees up there. Well, look, I'm here, okay? Let me go. Yeah, gotta go. I'll see you soon. You're making me late. Bye. Okay. Hi. I'm here to pick you up. You didn't call for an Uber. Oh, that's rich. No, you don't schedule this ride. We schedule it for you. No, you don't see a car. I don't use one. Well, you might say in the words of that old song, I'm riding in a sweet chariot that's coming for to carry you home. That's right. I'm an angel. Not what you expected. Well, where are my wings? Oh, I hear that all the time. You people watch one Jimmy Stewart Christmas movie, and all of a sudden you're experts on angels. And don't call me Clarence, whatever you do. What? No, I'm sure you're not the wrong person. If it makes you feel any better, I'll double check my paperwork, okay? That's your full name. Who gave you that middle name? No wonder you keep it a secret. And that is your picture, right? We get them from the DMV. Your address, height matches, weight. Okay, we'll skip that one. Aren't we sensitive? Eye color, check. Hair color. That doesn't match any color God created. What do you call that? Well, anyway, the paperwork is all in order. You can see it. It's all here. It is your time to go with me, okay? Let's fly away, oh glory. No, you can't gather up a few things before we go. I'm sorry. You know that old saying, you can't take it with you? It really is true. This chariot ain't pulling no U-Haul. You've got things to do. Well, welcome to the human race. I've never heard that before. Okay. I think every single person I have picked up has had things to do. But let me ask you, if those things were so important that they need to delay your departure, why weren't you working on any of them when I arrived? Well, I know what you were doing. When I rang your doorbell, you were busy holding down your sofa from floating off into space by sleeping on it. Oh, good news, by the way. You won't snore in heaven. You got something much more important to do. You are on the docket of the genuine Supreme Court today. Will you have an attorney? A lawyer in heaven? That's good. I like that. That's good. I have to write that down. But you really don't want to go, do you? I can see that. You know, it just so happens you may have come along at the perfect time. And believe me, I know perfect when I see it. We've got a new program. It's kind of in the development stage, but I think I can get you involved. You see, not too long ago, an IRS auditor made it into heaven. Big day. And he was telling us about his work, and he said that sometimes he gives people an extension of time to get their financial house in order. And you know, the good Lord didn't want to appear to be less merciful than the Internal Revenue Service. So we've been exploring that, and he's decided to give some folks a chance to file for an extension. If your application's approved, you'll have exactly one more year on this earth to tie up loose ends, spend quality time with the people you love, in your case, catch up on your church giving, finish some of your life's unfinished business. Yes, you'll get an extra day. 2024 is a leap year. Some people. Are you interested? Okay. You need to understand clearly what it takes to qualify. You have to convince the judge, and I mean the judge, that you will make this the best year of your entire life. You already have the application. I plan ahead. It's right there in your church bulletin. And I'll tell you what, I'll give you a few minutes to fill it out. Make your case for why this next year will be the best year of your life. Now, the application offers you some qualifying categories. That'll at least stir your thinking, but you've got to fill this out yourself. No one can do this for you. This is your case to present. This is your plan to present. It's your life that's on the line. So, get started. I'll be back before you know it. Thank you, Christy. Well, that strange encounter with that strikingly handsome angel and the words you've scribbled on that insert in your bulletin, as silly as that was in one way, is to help you and me approach one of the most important questions of life. And this is it. How would knowing my life is short change the way I live? The Bible urges us to answer that question, as it offers us one of the secrets of a truly abundant life in Psalm 90, verse 12, where we read this: teach us how short life is, so that we may become wise. I scheduled that angel to knock on your door and put that application in your hands because beneath the frivolity of how I approached it, I'm asking you and me something that is totally serious. If you and I will wrestle with that question and pour our hearts and minds into building an honest answer, then we'll possess that wisdom the Bible speaks of. The wisdom that empowers us to live truly abundant lives. Now, you may not have completed your application in the few minutes I gave you to work on it. That's fine. Because this assignment is important enough to take some time to do it right. To stop long enough to see, really see, the life you're living. To judge it honestly. And see the steps you can take toward what our faith teaches us life is truly all about. As we seek that wisdom that comes from knowing how short life truly is, let me name some issues you'll face and some truths that can guide you in the direction of that wisdom. First, this: our lives are cluttered with unfinished business. I've walked with many persons through the final chapters of their lives. I've been in the hospital room at the moment when someone received the news that they faced a terminal illness. Though those patients were all unique individuals and different in many ways, almost every one of them had this in common: when they learned their life would be short, they were struck by the unfinished business that was in their lives, and they cried out to be resolved in the time they had remaining. Family and friends, perhaps long neglected, to see face to face and embrace in love. Blessings to give to those who would follow after them while they had the chance to give that blessing. Wounds of the heart that needed time and attention for healing to come. Goodbyes that needed to be said with love and gratitude. Love too long left unspoken that needed to be voiced and needed to be heard. When these patients learn they have little hope of a medical cure, they find a new kind of hope, the hope of living with wisdom, the hope of filling each day as full of life and love as the day will possibly hold. We begin to live with wisdom when we see the unfinished business that clutters our lives and the precious fleeting opportunity we have to complete it, to settle it, to have it done. Wisdom would also teach us this: Our lives are lost and found in our own backyards. In that classic story, The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy travels to a faraway land, the land of Oz, a land of her dreams, she believes, only to learn after completing her treacherous journey that her real happiness was waiting to be discovered in the routine, familiar surroundings of her home. She put her newfound wisdom into words when she says, "When I look for happiness, I'll look no further than my own backyard." We fall into a trap. The trap of believing that the life we long for is somewhere else. Another place, another time. When I finish school, when I get a job, when I get a promotion, when I buy a house, when we have children, and then so quickly, when we get the children out of the house, when I retire, and on we go like a horse chasing a carrot on a stick, a reward we will never acquire. A life guided by wisdom will see the folly of postponing living and see the truth of the saying, the time to be happy is now. The place to be happy is here. Wisdom offers us another priceless gift of insight. We are truly alive only when we give ourselves to what truly matters. The pastor's office in one of my previous churches had some beautiful windows in the office, but most of them looked out over, of all things, the church cemetery. And at first I thought that was a bit of a bummer, to look out upon God's big, beautiful world only to see the graves of saints gone home. But after a while, I realized that the view from my window was a good thing. Because standing there and looking out across that cemetery was a good place for me to regain my bearings, to put things in proper perspective, to separate the things that truly matter and are worth pouring my life into from the things that are a waste of my thoughts, worries, and time. Some days, especially those days when the gnats of life were buzzing around my face, I'd look out that window and ask myself a question. When your days on earth are over, this drop of time in the ocean of eternity, how much will this matter? That view of the cemetery helped me live more abundantly. Through His Word, God tells us to live with a view of the cemetery. To see how brief life on earth truly is, how fleeting our opportunities are, how precious every passing moment can be. To live the next year of our lives the way we would live the last year of our lives. The Bible cries out from the very heart of God. Today is the day of salvation. The things that are truly important, faith, family, forgiveness, love, giving, witness, these cry out to be done now while we have the gifts of opportunities that can give us real life. You see, life and death aren't best measured by the beating of a heart. It's best measured by the wise or foolish giving of the heart. When we know life is short, then we're ready. We're ready to make the next year the best year. To make it the best year in the eyes of God. To make it the best year in the hearts of those we love. Pray with me. Make us wise, O God. Stop us from our flurry of activity. And help us to see this precious, fleeting gift of life you've given us. This opportunity to love you and love others. This opportunity to be a difference maker. This fleeting moment to be fully alive. Speak to our hearts and call us to follow you in whatever step that requires today. We're at different places in our journey. For those who don't know Christ, the call is to receive Him and the life He gives now while you have the chance. To those who may have neglected their walk of faith, this is the time to say, Jesus, I hear you saying again, follow me, and that's the life I'm going to live. Maybe there's a broken relationship that needs mending. A gift, a blessing that needs to be offered. Make the most of this moment in our hearts, Lord, that we might make the most of this time in our lives. And we ask you for all of this because we believe it's consistent with who you are. It is truly in your name. Amen. We're going to sing together a very familiar hymn of invitation. I Surrender All, number 499 in your hymnal. As we sing, this is your opportunity to respond to the leadership of God as He's spoken to you in worship today. To give your life to Christ as Savior and Lord, to unite with His church, to worship and work with us in this community. Or maybe just to say, I'm awakened. I see. And I want to get on with the things that matter while God gives me the chance to do it. The invitation is for you. Listen with your heart and follow where God leads as we stand together to sing.